Well, hello there. Beautiful night for deforestation, right? If you have been a part of the manga community for long enough, I'm sure you've heard of the axe. It's a terrifying term that everyone hopes they never hear mentioned in the same sentence as their favorite manga. An axe manga means that it was cancelled, chopped, abandoned, put down, discontinued, executed, taken from you. It is rarely good news. One of the most notorious axe murderers in the manga space is Shonen Jump. They cancel manga so often that it has become a meme. Whenever there's news of a new manga on there, you will find people guessing how many chapters it will run before the inevitable happens. And yours truly is also guilty of doing that. Now this made a lot of people, me included, vow not to touch a new release until it gets at least 60 chapters. Because I have been hurt one too many times. But that's a story for another time and another place. Because today, we have a special victim. So grab a blanket and get cozy as I tell the tale of a breakthrough brought by a forbidden master and disciple. You have heard this story many times before. The evil demon lord with his army of monsters conquered the world, until the brave hero and his party rose and put an end to his reign. They were dubbed the Seven Heroes, and with their valiant efforts, peace was brought back to the kingdom. Our story starts years later with our protagonist, the son of the hero, and his name is Earth. When he was a kid, he used to play with the other children of the heroes, saying that they will grow up to become the strongest heroes in the world, to surpass even their parents. As he grew up, he slowly came to realize that his dream may very well be impossible for him, because he hit the wall of his potential. No matter how hard he trained or studied, he could never reach his other friends. Now he was plenty strong, stronger and smarter than 99% of the people that attended the academy, but he wasn't being evaluated as a regular person, but as the son of the hero. Earth was being crushed by the weight of massive expectations, and with it came the disappointment for not living up to those standards. Now imagine you put in work and effort every day non-stop, more than anyone else, only for someone to come and tell you, you should try harder. You can do it, but you have to put in more effort. Bitch, I will stab you with a rusty spoon. They never saw Earth. All they saw was the son of the hero who couldn't fill his shoes. It also didn't help that his parents never helped him. Even if he asked to be trained, they would just say they were busy. After all, they are both heroes. Heroes that couldn't be there for their child when he needed them most. But that isn't to say they are terrible parents, because they loved Earth very much and treated him as such. They're just oblivious. They unintentionally neglected their son, which is why, even with that, Earth still had the person he took comfort in, the girl he loves, their maid, Sadith. She's also kinda like his adopted sister, since his parents took her in during the war after her town was destroyed by the Demon Lord. After she graduated the academy, she decided to become a maid for their household. She took care of Earth since he was a kid. She also likes to tease him. A lot. One day, when Earth was cleaning near the sword that was used to slay the Demon Lord, he saw a ghost floating there.
He's just standing there, menacingly!
That ghost claimed that his name is Trainar, the Great Demon Lord. Upon hearing this, Earth tried to attack, only for him to wake up in bed. He was found passed out, and now the spirit of the Demon Lord is apparently attached to him. And it seems that he's the only one who can see or hear him. Now with these two stuck with each other, there's nothing Earth can do but go to class to retain some form of normalcy in his life. There, Trainar witnesses firsthand Earth's feelings and the way he is treated. On the way back, these two had an argument that led to Earth telling Trainar that he has no right to judge him because he lost to his father. So he's like, fine bitch, I'm gonna prove it to you by training you. You will surpass your father with my techniques. And that's the beginning of these two's master and disciple story. From this point on, I'll slowly be delving into spoilers, so yeah, do what you gotta do. Earth starts training for the graduation tournament. After lots of painful and back-breaking training, Earth gains the confidence to say that he will win his match, no matter what. A small and insignificant goal, but it was his goal. And during dinner with his family, for the first time, Earth was proud enough to tell his parents that he will win. But he was painfully reminded of his situation. Instead of encouraging him and telling him that they believe in him, they were comforting him. They were treating it like he's going to lose. So Earth vowed that he will prove his strength to everyone, so he trains even harder. And come the tournament day, Earth does a big dick energy demonstration by challenging one of his friends who's one of the strongest swordsmen in the world. The funny thing is, just before the match started, everyone thought that Earth forgot his sword. They were like, haha, look at that stupid dumb idiot, he forgot his sword. So he's like, oh, you want my sword? I got your sword right here, sugar. I like punching more than using a sword. It's classic, brutal, and extremely satisfying to deck someone in the face.
I cast fist!
Anyway, Earth proceeds to elegantly and brutally mop the floor with Rival. He was showing everyone that the one standing before them is not the hero, nor the hero's son, it's Earth Ragan. And this is the biggest reason why I love this manga. Because considering all the mental strain that was put on Earth, I think it was completely justified for him to abandon everything. I mean, the poor kid developed an inferiority complex, for crying out loud. But instead, he chose to stay and fight for his place. He chose to work even harder to make them see him. And now he is standing here in front of everyone, showing them the fruits of his struggles. And it all led to nothing. As expected of the hero's son, like father, like son. That's the talent of the heroes for ya. After all that, they still saw him as just the hero's son and attributed all his efforts to talent. So Earth decided to show them his full power. Enough to shut them up for good. He used the strongest skill that his master taught him, the Demon Spiral. Without him knowing that it was the signature skill of the Demon Lord. So it all came crashing down. His father was dragging him out after announcing that he will forfeit. His mother was calm and said that he was having a PTSD episode, and the rest of the crowd were calling Earth a traitor, a cheater, and demanding for him to be exiled. How did it come to this? Among all this chaos, Earth heard his master, telling him to tell his father that he was manipulated by the Demon Lord, to blame it all on him. Earth realized at that moment that the only person who is trying to look after him was the same person who was looking after him since the beginning. So Earth stood his ground and told everyone to shut up. Those were the results of his efforts and the teachings of his master, and he will not be criticized by the likes of them. Then he turned to his father and told him that even though he was in so much pain, he never helped him or acknowledged his efforts. He wished he was never his son. And with those words, Earth knew that he no longer has a place to go back to. So he escapes, leaving everything behind. That night, he makes a new goal for himself. To hell with the son of the hero, and to hell with the kingdom. He will become his own hero. A hero known in the entire world. A hero for both humans and demons. But he didn't know this part yet. He will travel the world and become a legend. On the first stop of his journey, he met a red ogre named Akka, and as strange as it sounds, he became the first friend that Earth could talk to as his equal. He also met a powerful ninja called Shinobu, that soon fell in love with him and became his stalker. She's crazy and I love her. Meanwhile, back in the Empire, his mother, who had hoped that Earth went to his house, found herself in his room. But of course he wasn't there. There she found his worn-out textbook, and a bookshelf filled with study books, a testament to his hard work. Something that even they didn't do to this extent. Yet she so easily dismissed that hard work. She truly never knew her son. None of them did. But what's the point of regret now, when it's too late? Even if it's too late, she still wanted to see her son. She still hoped for one more chance. And with the help of Sadith and Earth's childhood friends, they leave in search for him to finally get to know him for who he really is. Okay, what's next? The end. Oh wait, you're kidding, right? Surely there's more. There's gotta be more. It can't end like this. Sorry, but that's all she wrote. No, not again. I think the biggest reason why I like this manga was the whole falling off part. Like I said, they could have just done that way earlier, and it would have been fine. But instead, they showed us his journey and training, and him powering through to overcome his complex, which made it even better. They made me invested. That's why I was pissed at what happened in the match. Seeing his parents treat him as if they had already warned him about the demon spiral and he disobeyed them. The kid clearly had no idea what he did wrong, and instead of talking to him, he smacked him? You deserve that punch. And to be honest, the only people that knew about the demon spiral are his parents, the king, and Sadith. And the only reason the crowd knew about it was because Sadith screamed it at the top of her lungs. But I don't blame her, because it was caused by her trauma. I really love this manga's themes of self-discovery, figuring out your own goals, and carving your own path in life, and how you can find an ally in the most unlikely of places, which in this case is the so-called the biggest enemy of humanity, Trainar. And I'm sure you have noticed this. Every character in this manga has names that reflect their character. The hero's name is Hero, Sadith as in sadist, which is her personality, and Trainar is literally trainer. As for Earth, which is Earth, I think they are referring to the planet, as in planet Earth, as a reflection of his dream and how grand it is, how he wants to be the greatest hero in the entire world. I'm not sure why the author chose to do this kind of naming, but I don't hate it. This manga also does something that a lot of others fail at, which is the balance between comedy and tension. This manga is very funny when it needs to be, and I like that. And although the manga is cancelled, the story is still going since it has a web novel. So if you like web novels, do check it out. I personally don't read them, but if I were ever to read one, it will be this one. Now, for the moment you've all been waiting for. Drumroll please. And the reward for best girl goes to... Aka! You must be wondering, but he's not a girl. You shut your filthy mouth. He's best boy, best girl, and best everything. You got a problem with that? And that's all, folks. See you next time, but until then, take care of yourself. Bye!